No see abo oyepa 100.7 FM so nebusia for yema munyina adwom. Yawo Kumasi adum Bosheba building prisons runabout ha and ya bobo nsemu do nyina no. Na dem live e wo Facebook and YouTube. Ensam no de di ma kwetene bi ne sen. Ne yatie e de free Kenya si duase en se oba bia fa afuru ama ne ba no wonya bosome nso won yam. Wakoyi na tuagu ama post for peno
jabe ko sakra wono na beto dwase tipa track bi enya kwanhia na namso ama hyenkani ne die tim kagya to wati nananom e wonse edo
ya dia no anu so aba ye frɛ no monkey pox pa Dr. Patrick Mabwaje wode atudwa woni ya wanya bi wo maimu
na Dr. Patrick Mabwaje kreya sa aka bibi e de afa COVID-19 ho eni ni nua foforo friend say omicron no hu say
Ghana photo sanfo akwapie mu e wo mrahye badwa fie namso ama COVID-19 sika no e baaye no wakobu ho enkontan
na ne ese de esikwa ye kra de abusuafo konfo kasa ipa e wo fie na kontabuo no emu nkomo so ye de beto aso
na Bantama youth ene wa woso ho nyeketoa wo makeke ipa de akire wura ya osafo mafo ama ma sa aka akire nanado say sempu ntudwuma wonye na asante mantemi mu nyina no e wura ya osafo mafo futuo ni atu na kwame ewani mfo kopedufo ene kasa ne
abana musini a wotan mansini mu e de adesrede ato akwaku ahodo ensha abanyase anim se wommoaboa enkuro nketoa e wo ensuo kwan so
ne de ato amosonso oba de bobre madusia e na afi e na abaefo ene nsiesie pani a woda no ahye no kwaku afiriye ensembe no de atudwa ne dwumadi be na akoso
abusafo de amote nyina ya tifinsam ensam no doso papa ye de nkyeremu ba yene a yesi nkonwa mo ye ne damu eyeme oduefo na na sabere pinaman na na penkra hene chiame menemu nuanom
mame frimpoma crunche MFK for short NFA
Krobia asante na shanu seka se ade brewe enam social media handles audio ni nyina so obetimi abanti through Facebook wode wadwe beto ase bre pem no ibenya ho adaje ne akenkan ade ama korea ni semufo aboafo tachi enu me kwawdo a enwo so ewo ho afi semni kiremu sei na ete another for Dr. Patrick Mabwaje atone bo ase de nsem bi atudwa echese ye de apomede to apaso ne ye dada no ne ye biebiem se de Ghana ya de afoforo na afi wo mo mabakro hu nkuntabo ni sane ma nyina esi ete enti Dr. Patrick Mabwaje ya wo ye Director General ema Ghana Health Service no na wo kiremu se na nse ye de aba bebom ye frɛ no monkey pox sansa akesi bi vita 6 nipa ni mu a ye de enwo nsam eguso emamoa no wo sesese wubu nkonta emu be se aduoso mienu na yesu se wonu manya bie na yekokwahwe emu no na emu be se dumotwe na wonu mekuta bia mpa abru ni se wo ma test positive na ne cheche mu ode ma ne se enkran titiriu asante mantem titiriu buno na fe abuamantem samantem ahudoi na sa yade ayi ne tiripa tomanfo enhwe wo hu yi wo se woni asa monkey pox yi ekire wo mo yankwada menya abosome nkron ede kwa kope bese aduana ba ko 41 no na wa hwe yi a sa monkey pox ebetumi abedre wo
Monkeypox, as was reported globally and then also what we found in Ghana, we've had about 72 suspected cases so far, and we have investigated in Ghana. Among these, 18 so far has tested positive, and the last case was on the 14th of June. That's when the lab report, as far as monkeypox is concerned. The age ranges between 9 months and 41 years. Mainly, we have found them in Greater Accra, Ashanti, Bono, and Eastern, and case fatality rate is 0. Nobody has died from monkeypox yet. But I want to also add that let's not make it look like monkeypox has just popped up in Ghana. You can't have a disease all the countries on your left and all the countries on your right, and then the virus will jump over you. But now that we are actively searching, we are finding them. But it's also good that I find them and spread and stop the spread. So the cases are in the next slide where you can see Greater Accra, so this is where we found the cases in Ghana.
Enti Dr. Patrick Mabwaje enegusu a wakasa no pani ya oda Ghana Health Service me kire nkrabata no ano na ni nyina emu nsoso no wo to aso wo kire se ensebia ne na frama mu se Ebola ya de ayi ne kire e wati fido mantem kro porta male no so o se enye no kre obi a wo kaka kasansem no wonyae nkura bia ne wo Ebola bia ma ba bia
Ebola bia Emma Gan. I feel time bia no yare bi wo Ghana Health Service no disease control for no. Ye should have say FBB simulation. Ye should have say Ebola aba na say cholera abaha. Ni ahwe say niema e de atoto kwan mu say enya sa yare na bitimi ayon e wo ana to sin kakra wo ba bia. Ye hwe ne sa ni hu say to sin a ni ahwe ho na ye ho yi se be ya time bia no ya ho bobo ano aye kese enti esi otamale no de na Tamale region no say ye hwe se in case say enya Ebola enema e de atoto kwan mu se be no e wo ho ana e na obi antiase na o ka say enya Ebola Ghana enya Ebola bia Ghana de bia periodically no ye yesa friend simulation to test say e che ya ho bobo a
ono ne pani a waja Ghana Health Service ano Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje
na Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje sa to so e kan bibi efa COVID-19 ho ene foforo ba ye frem say Omicron BA4 and BA5 no ho Dr. Kuma Abuaje bo nkonta na odi tudwa say de omanya cases a aba omanima che say nipa bi anya sa COVID-19 ene foforo ni nyina no eye apem oha aduasia enan mpem ahanwatwe aduana miensa 164,843 cases na emu no de active cases pa ye kasa active cases a che say de wo mu ni padua mu a ye hu se we de edaso wo mu dendenden no eye mpem do nan oha aduana enso 14,147 wo mu akum wo mu nko a ya pem ahanan aduana nwatwe 1,448 na no achi no de to dwa sem wo mo ye test wo mo ye no wo mo twen nipa emoja nipa besem opipi mienu empem ahanan aduasia enwotwen ahanan aduasa miensa 2,468,433 tests eno mo ye enna wo ma hunu se emu bese empem wo ha aduasia ba ko de nyame adom wo mo ho atomo na yentie sem a abusafo oka ye bra na wahia ensentwerefo a wode we etudwa no eno wode kan no na wowie ye no na wosan ade abetudwa biem se wo hwe ni nyina enkramantem wo mudi kan eda so dɔɔso wo ba COVID-19 aye wo mo efiri ho na ba asante mantem mu ye ne etoso nienu eno so de ete no no na eno achi no owura Kuma Abuaje asa ba sɛdeɛ vaccination enura ye de wo ye no mpane no se le nisiti no na yenkotie nkontabo no se de obo nkonta kire yen.
We have an increasing number of reported cases of COVID-19 across the country. We have mainly workplace and school outbreaks. Some schools have closed down temporarily to control the spread. Other companies have also taken a little break to make sure that they are able to contain the spread. The Omicron sublineage BA4 and BA5 are driving the current increase in cases. We have reported 4 new deaths from COVID-19. The total number of confirmed cases for COVID-19 so far stands at 164,843. We've done nearly 2.46 million tests. About 161,000 of the 164,000 plus have recovered, with a total death of 100,448, which means that in the last few days we reported additional 4 deaths since the last time we had deaths. The active cases is now 1,417, and currently we are having severe cases and 14 severe cases and 3 active cases for COVID. Visuals, I can see the 4 waves. Now we have a little increase going up, and we need to be very careful before it becomes a full-blown wave. It actually depicts number of cases that were happening in April and May to now. So you can see that we have the cases, and then we also have the contacts tracing that is being done to catch up the cases. So you can see that there is an upward, we have a little drop, but it's still on the average. There's an upward surge slowly as it goes, the days come by. If you look at Greater Accra, which is the main driver of the new cases, you can see that between March and early April, it was quite silent, but have been since May been seeing a rise. So if you look at the graph, you can see there is gone up. There seems to be a little, but that is maybe a temporary one. So,
na Dr. Patrick Kumabwaje amanso a ohwe COVID-19 enuro no empane no wa ya wo no ena ode to dwa se Ghana yenya opepe aduasa miensa 33 million doses ena yenya ye ena yedi mu opepepem aduonu enum echepo 9 25.4 million yede kom regions ni nyina mu na bisa fo yede ko ye no anakwa yawo wo bia sese ya no yede aso wo bese opepe enso 7 million doses ewo national stock wa eno so ewo honum no chese ya head percentage wise yawo do de 52%.
So far, we have received 32 million doses of vaccines, nearly 33 million since we started doing vaccination. We have distributed 25.4 million doses to the regions, and we still have stocks in the regions. And the national stock, we have 7.4 million doses of the various types of vaccine available for redistribution as the stocks in the region run out. So far, I think the last time we were here, we had done about 15.3 million doses. We are now doing about 16.75 million doses. So the drive is picking up. The campaign has worked. About 2.2% have received at least a dose, and then about that accounts for about 32.9 million percent of the total population. We have had about 7.1 million, about 36% who are fully vaccinated, and then 22% fully vaccinated. The vaccination coverage is increasing, but we wish it was faster so that as the virus decides to stay with us, we also decide to be all protected and not have it spread. Incidentally, when you look at the vaccines, you can also see that where with the population, the larger population is vaccinated, is the region that also has the least cases. Of course, maybe the southern part has a more populous population. So when you come to Greater Accra is doing too bad, they are green, but Eastern, Ashanti, Western, North, Ahafo are still not doing too well in terms of the population that are fully vaccinated.
And you muti ye Dr. Patrick Kumabwaje ono ene Director General Ghana Health Service oni sanjo for twetwe komo no bu nkunta akire no eno no
someone abetop no so actually session can be a watch tipa track registration number A307-19 your friend daddy na abrante akwa kwahia ni kwafri kwamu wuo e wasakra wo no kwan ye wo kwabri east mansini no emu asante mantemu na empanifo kire se kwan empanifo gya to hono mu a wonom anya so adwuma eno enenam so a akwafa sa akwanhia kirefo ediaba pani wati nananom e wonse do ye nipa mienu a eka ne ho nso so wonom aprepra ano den dansinia esi ya no wo honom nana wusu e wo ahoma ne so nana oyire pasu nie majoe
yeah ni amini aba
jabeda si anwumre yi ene wo brena eba ne sen akwanhia ne sen na sisi ye na enipa sen na wuo sen so na prepra
yo mini aba sa ufre asonomaso basakra uno a ye wo bege ba ko a e wo kware mfimfi ho a bege no abuagumu na ye beye Sir John ayi no contractor ne betwa mu a nka wo mu ye ne nsare ho se ne se wo mu antumi anye amaye enunti ama beje na ka ho a driver fo no afa kwan bi so de abosia kakra na chepins agu efa ba bi a wo mutumi fa ho na eno na nyame amo a ene anopai be se ewia bremu tipa track e free asonoma so eba ono na o sane enchiremu tese o sane free no ba no ana o free break ntini pa mienu a etimu kan ho no hya ase se omo epige omu nsa kire obi a oba bi ase on konchen eti daba ni ba ko kan do hu se ano odin no o free tipa track no mu ebe hwe fom ono an to ho atu abonten ema ne nan mu ebu ema ne ka driver ni no ene abrantie ba ko na de hu ya ne se ka na dimi akokɔhwe amana no mu na ho so abo etintim ensoro mu nti ema etimu no ano ne risk no boy ma driver ni free ka no mu ebe hwe animu ha sabia o hwe fo wan kasa biu ka se sia me kasa police for ai wo mamponten abefa emu no edeko
enti enipa mienu no so a aprepra no amo wen
se ya me kasa de entia metie ne se sabro mu wasoma so are sabia ya mo so eje ayare
jonana yebeda wasem
biso medase
nana wusu ano any dancing akwanhia esi ya no na nani esem a watwa mfoni no e de a kire yen etuba ye Facebook live ne so oyerepa radio a efoni ne da ho se de kai na sia dane abutu a eda ne nchemu no eda ho no mo a yeyi e de a kire mu nti wo hwe live no a na wa share am obi so anya bi ahwe
kwa we se dwa ye beba so mo kan ya o sa da wa ye nye ya akwanhia esi adwen Ghana ye hwe ne mayi pa nti ye to aso yakwa ne mabusuafo ena no dwada ene ye di amane bobi etomu animu se bomfa ye bentepa abrahusem bi asiwo abanje bi ye friend Godfred Aladagu ne chese do na sigode watwese kan atwitwa nipa mienu amwato ananom wonse do asan dimirika tentesi kwaso so wokopra de otoso miensa nso atwitwa no de na asi wose saafoi amakwan moma yemwa no wini mfudie pa waka nya de se wonu mitie ene se wonya abufuso saa no a wakofa asekan na wodi di se we abusuafo se nkafuni no kro wa mo fam ya bia so ne yankaka ya wokaka chese na awre ho pa wonu wa wie no odibirika ekọ aposifo se enkofo bi adwa gunu so be so mkunu ho enti wode ne ho aba wo mwa no ene wo mususu si akire ekọ police station so mo kwa report wo ko hu za abanti eto am se aposifo wonu mom na di awu wakuni pa mienu ese dibirika tete kopra de otoso miensa kro ekuno ene so adwane aba be ha no ene ne nkofo ene se hey wankasa kra na ye pewo de ya beto wo ebekun boko kikiri na posifwe wonom anti asente asam no CID headquarters kra no ene kokoko di ye na ni nyina mu no ne koba se ne ena agode kopie mu de di ka kra ewo koto ene maami a wotena dwamu maami afia de si worship kira de se dabi se de ensem ne sikika kro no awoso remande na abante ne sa akọ na yakropo ya adomu a da edi kan busumi ekowura mu na no afobo bi a ho no omonsamra wo mu hwe emfantoatoa so ema no echese kwadubofo na adwe se da bi nsem na ne nam no asa abante ne peso obaji atomu se emfonso no anase wudi no wadi ACP Kofi Blagaji wono na we kwadubofo panini nsem ni
as indicated, this is a murder case. So we didn't take the plea of the accused person. And then we have to present the accused person to the court of first instance, which is the magistrate court. And this is exactly what we did. So we just paid the court for a remand while the police continue with their investigation. 3rd July, we shall be back on the 1st. First, basically, it's about charge of murder. And then we shall give you the facts. The facts are indeed.
Enti ACP Kofi Blagoji ena moten wenkano ono ne gina daka mu na wobo kwadu nti aha enfoni no ena ebia so no mo Facebook awrahu when what is kan jechi ni pa no anko ya tini tie firi so no ka ketwa bi kaniti no enti mami eno ne de wotutwa wo mo ha ne nsa no kra so wa akakuma bi ze ate we ya kazi video discussions as right so ntumi hwa amema ha so hunu sa na tie Facebook kwa radio ha dwen yakwanim
Erusafo yanko mrashe bejefie ene edom kuma e wo mrashe bejefie na no na fo yewra hero na Idrisu ene nsantwafo hia atwetwem komo kakra wo mrashe bejefie asamode to dwa nyina ne se ewom se 11 no ya hya ase a eye adwuma ye je de na enso mo de omo support 11 baako de ndi omo support nyina no chese gina ye omudi kasi dada se omo support 11 no eno anom da so gina so eye kotobekuma eye kodiawuo ano odin na ano ohye ma Ghana fo akwa ho kiremu pa no nti ena omo support ndi se edom dodo na gya tum na eye adwuma anu nche omo support one support na support kina
must be members of parliament present and voting. So we thought that there was a deficit in their numbers. So if you say that 137 couldn't take a decision on 29th November, then how can 136 take a decision? You heard them say that the decision was by voice vote, as I wrote the Attorney General. So when they come shout in addition to add to the voice vote that they were indeed whatever number, if you have that voice vote, tell me. So it was one of a technical decision, not because the minority have abandoned its opposition to e-levy. Even up till today, we don't support e-levy. We think that is the nuisance of nuisance taxes, is a master of nuisance taxes. Many people have difficulty transferring money even as we speak today. I understand that its performance may be very disappointing. The precedence the Supreme Court is setting is not for today. So whatever ruling you people are hearing today, I just pray that we all have long life to see tomorrow and to live to see tomorrow. So there are a number of our colleagues who thought that, look, leader, why not walk out to deny them meeting the minimum requirement of a quorum under Article 104 of the Constitution, which should be 138. So even if you argue 137, did you have 137 present and voting in that day? There were matters that I personally were unhappy with. You saw, and I took the clerk's office to cleaners. Our walkout was not registered in the votes and proceedings the next day. 8 of our members who were present were marked absent. Could it be deliberate? Could it be an effort to undermine evidence that will lead in court to prove our case? Those of you who know constitutional law well, you can read the case of Pepper and Hart. There is a domesticated Ghanaian.
Na honorable Haruna Idrisu anusi ye no wasade to dwabiem se wo manya la no se ajapa deal no enche be sa ba mrehye be dwafie biem ene waka ne pe e de akire Ghana fo odne sa aka ne katrema wo de akire soro sa de afofom se odo wo de ba mrehye be dwafie a wo mesa boagu kra.
Mineral resources. This year alone, Ghana made $130 million from mineral royalties. You are seeking to borrow $500 million and collateralize your mineral resources. We've collateralized Get Fund in the name of Daichi. Today, Get Fund takes $1.3 billion. $860 million is used to service debt. Is that what you want for our mineral resources? Certainly not. And you see, this particular government is interested in postponing its burdens into the future. In 2025, President Nana Akufo-Addo will not be the president of Ghana. Kenny Forata will not be the minister for finance. Therefore, encumbering the future will resist it and using our mineral resources and others to be able to fight it. But again, when you say Ejapa related against the numbers, now Martin Amidu, as special prosecutor, conducted a risk assessment on Ejapa. I still think that his findings and recommendations have not been adequately responded to. And to the extent that they have not been adequately addressed, including matters of corruption and graft associated with it, we would not support it. I have not been consulted anywhere. And many of the issues that they come and tell you Haruna has been consulted, ask for a date and time where I was consulted and where, and hold me responsible to it.
Ani amuti ye nyina eye honorable Haruna Idrisu ono ene dom kuma wo mrahye bedwafie oye omo nano nafo
free bra COVID-19 wabete nyantam adehye kwamu ewo my Ghana mu no empanifo eyi sika bi eto ho no mu a na wode ebo ho ebra ebi su krampo eye foto a wo boye ya na amanfo edi sika ebetumu se de be ya COVID-19 nsunsuan so bonia edi abo my Ghana mu no wamanfo ebetimi edi abo wo mu eho na nam so amenei empanifo tonsa edi afre Ghana ya foto sanfo ni monyafo Ken Oforiata akopia mu ewo mrahye bedwafi a wo kire mu se COVID-19 ne baye sika wo twato ho ene ho bra nyina no wo mebu nkonta emfa nkire empanifo e wo mrahye bedwafie na no ene ohwiri gina simpie so no wo kire mu se empanifo etwa sika botini bi eto ho ma na ye 1780 million Ghana cedis ya wo mo ede bobra na wo mo edi mu 1550 million Ghana cedis na no ene omo de hwe eboa ya COVID-19 ho bra no wo de ebo wo omai Ghana mu na pani ekire mu wo se empanifo etwa to ho no mu a na woni a ede ensuo ena afa nyinam kanea eye adwuma ewa fiefie mu no wodi sika bi eboa eso wo masene a na wo mo entua bie ebi so krampo wo ho no ma na ensuo no wo mutua kakra enti mpanifo chemu a wotua wo hanchechemu be se adronum 50% ede ma wo mu na ebra covid ne ba soro kese a na amansan entimi kwa bonten ebi nya aduane enie no wo mo etimi ede sika no mu be se 12.1 million Ghana cedis en wonu anuane echede ma de hye wo enkrampumpu mantamu tema kaswa kumase eni nkrotua bia eka ho se de be beboa abo mu chidom enti nkonta hodo a wokobun wo emrahye bedwafie ede ma emrahye bedwafo e wo Ghana mu no sei ena onimonyafo Ken Oforiata wo kirechiremu ede kire mpanimfo.
Support to household. Mr. Speaker, total amount program for the initiatives under the support to household in 2020 to September 2020. Following executive directive, this was extended to December 2020 for lifeline consumers. The distribution was also carried out by the Community Water and Sanitation Agency and other smallholder water supply organizations. An amount of 556 million was budgeted in 2020 for this program, out of which 456 million was utilized. In 2021, a total allocation of 200 million Ghana cedis was made for the provision of free water and electricity for lifeline consumers, out of which 143 million was utilized. Government also made provision in the budget for free electricity to lifeline consumers and absorbed 50% of all electricity bills for all residential and commercial customers. A total cost of 1.04 billion was utilized for the policy from April to September 2020. Health response supplies, equipment and relief for health workers. Mr. Speaker, the total amount programmed for the measures under the health response in 2020 was 1.522 billion, out of which an amount of 1.049 billion was utilized. The details are as follows: a total amount of 2 million cedis for busing.
Ken oforiata ama no anso hwa wato aso echire mu se empanifo ebofoto bi to wono mu a na wo sresre ede adesrede ato manfo anim se won fa sika ne kakra emetum eno so wo nya 19.3 billion Ghana cedis a wo manfo ede ba ebeto safoto animu.
Mr. Speaker, to mitigate the impact of the pandemic on businesses and households, ensure that economic activities recover and minimize job losses, government mobilized 18.19 billion out of the program 19.3 billion in 2020 from various funding sources as shown in table 1 to support the budget. GOG contingency fund of 1.2 billion, World Bank group funds of 1.3 billion, IMF 1 billion program, AFDB 45 million, EU 504 million, BOG bonds 10 billion, summing up to 19.3 billion. Mr. Speaker, government program funding of 1,203,715,085 cedis to finance the coronavirus alleviation program. This program focused on achieving 5 key objectives: limit and stop the importation of the virus, contain its spread, provide adequate care for the sick, limit the impact of the virus on social and economic life, and inspire the expansion of our domestic capability and deepen our self-reliance.
Foto ene akohumasika empanifo etwa to wonom se wode ebo COVID-19 ho bra ewo omai Ghana mu no ena onimonyafo Ken oforiata Ghana foto sanfo kwagina mrahye fia na wobu nkonta ede a kire empanifo
abusafo na ne fa baabi suso saye somu a panini nkontabuo ya wode tu dwa no eno na onimonyafo na dusu donkuma ba no dini eye ne se emniema mu nna ho asesika botna nkasa ya Ghana fo etwa yesi yade ebo COVID-19 ho bra no wosa kontabuo papa etumi eba ema Ghana fo etiase enti committee kuma bi a yate no committee foforo mu eka na ado committee no anka ya speaker emo modern na wonyere honorable Kenoforiata na fi onkoko PSA committee no ani wa bro mo te foforo na wo fa hyehye mutu Ghana fo ni ye kire sentiase bi a hyede ni ene kra no de oba be kire yin mu eno ene ko ba se wode ni nsemi tu dwa no ene ya speaker so ekasai na de koma wono na asem ekopeja ye haru na asem ko ba ye no ene se Kenoforiata se ehon krata report ye chese efa COVID-19 nyina no ewo ho ene wase ewo ho de a ewo he fabra na ye hunu tu haru na adrusu ebra wo so gina na so na wode asem wi atu speaker ni mu no se no kafae.
Mr. Speaker, page 4, the minister accounts for 19.3 billion 600 as program support received. Then, Mr. Speaker, when you come to expenditure on COVID-19, status update on COVID-19 expenditure, page 6, he accounts for 12 billion. Then the president accounts for 17.7 billion. So the House people will say, couldn't Ayabachi? Couldn't to which, where is the missing money? 17.7 billion against 12 billion. against 19 billion, against 12 billion. Where is the money? So this makes our case compelling for a probe and an investigation. Mr. Speaker, so once again, I should thank you for enabling this House to exercise true oversight. This is what the Ghanaian people expect you and this Parliament to do, to hold ministers accountable, to protect the public purse by demanding accountability of COVID-related expenditure. The President says 17.7 billion. The Minister says 12 billion. Yet he received 19 billion. The rest of the money we are demanding. So,
nti Haruna Dusu ya woye se enchechemu afa COVID-19 hunu mre yi na nto Ghana fo so asomwe yi no ena amote se wokasa one dom kuma no ba no dini e wa dom kase no so ba no dini ono bu se cheme sa bu susore no wose dabe woni ni Haruna enya adwen e kire se ye wo committee ya wodo bi ya ho no mu a ya mo mutumi se COVID-19 wa brabo ni nyina no betumi ahwehwem de e de sa kwete committee foforo se cheme sa bu so no abono so ni dini.
The Speaker, Order 191 provides that the House may at any time by motion appoint a special or ad hoc committee to investigate any matter of public importance, to consider any bill that does not come under the jurisdiction of any of the standing or select committees. The Speaker, as I was saying, these expenditures fall under the various subject matter committees. In particular, health. Mr. Speaker, COVID expenditures were incurred by Parliament. COVID expenditures were incurred by the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, even Finance. Mr. Speaker, so these committees must be liberated to work and do better work. And when they have finished, they will submit their reports to us. So they are covered. They are subject matter committees that have the responsibility of tracing and tracking.
And such a sabusu, penny no mountain when cancer or so committee, I would be on more. One morning, I'm on to me, say, Ometia, teacher of a covenant here, Naharuna, Ebisano Hunte, we here, say, one more committee for front. In Muno, and Speaker, Mechecha Mehne, Honorable Abababen, Ayane say, any other committee of accommodation, committee of risk as some so honor, Omon Kamum, na Omomo day, and for Mubianoa, a walk of 19 Sika, said you see Edible Hobrano, and Metrobontain.
We need to unearth these things, and therefore there is a need for further investigation. It's with this direct that the Committee of Finance, ably supported by the Committee of Health, should investigate and inquire into the total receipts referred to as COVID-19 funds and how those funds were applied for the betterment of the people of this country. Definitely, we know without those funds, I don't know how many of us would have been alive by now. And we are lucky as a house that 275 of us survived. At least a number of us were caught by it, including the Minister of Finance himself. We lost some good Ghanaians, quite painful, but at the end of the day, we performed far, far better than many countries in the world. But that doesn't justify that we should not perform our function of ensuring that the money was utilized efficiently, effectively, and economically. It's very, very important for us to do that, to allay the fears of Ghanaians. And this matter is of serious public concern. It's with this, I want to add that the committee should expedite action on this matter. It's with this, I want to commend members for a very spirited conversation.
I was a phone no honorable Bababin and Motin Wenka. We are not going to Moncomo.
And a mabunu near Jadifua, a war bantema, Edico, Yan Bobo Wonti. Yes, I drove on Siamu. Now, what the Nibrapa and a ye. What's the meaning saying, Ora Yao or Safoma for now, or yes, senior minister, now or sire presidential advisor. Any MPP for me, Koshia, Ewa Pueman Temo Kokachra woman. sɛ yɛka Ghana mpuntu a asanteman na yɛnyina bonkum anyina nifa yɛnka ho baabia na no na mabunu kyerɛ sɛ ensɛm a wura ya osafo mafo kan ye no wan kasa yie ɛnɛ ne kyerɛ yan ɛwɔ sɛ otutu mirika mana na abɔ no to bra wan hyɛ mpaboa ɛba krɔbea asante kɔtɔkɔ na asɛni asanteman na ɔbɛpa yɛ nyina kyɛw na yɛse sɛbe ɛtinyenti ne kum so nkuro so a ne yɛhwe ahwɛ no momma nkɔ yɛkyi na yɛnkɔ tie ensɛm a yɛwura ya osafo mafo ɔkan ye na akɔfa nsɛm nyina ba yi
ɛpuye mantam si ne gyamu furu yɛ kan rigi Ghana no ani si rigi yes experiment the education system we are using here and national health system we are using here and national ayaya we start all over a regional set obi na obi na nisha so e ba hensam no tete no na so much and not for yata and no be this was the chiefs are fighting for independence I'm not saying for one count I'm not going to talk about Eastern region. The case of Omei region be Aku region be Aku Eastern region.
Abusa wote nsema okan no mienu na bokotodwe mu se ye ka no mpuntuo dia enam se apuye mantemu abusa ko bia ho binte no ɛhɔ na mpuntudwuma na wose dodo na ekɔ no bia anya bie ena bio ye ka asante abakɔ fa hodie ho a independence one asantema ahemfo kra na ɔmonka ho yɛnka ho kra na sansɛm yi nene bantema emabunu yi a wɔ hɔ no ɛyɛ bantema asante youth ɛne adwadefo kyerɛ sɛm ɛsɛm wura yɛ asafo mafo kan no wɔ magye di pa sɛ saa na ɛwɔ nanado tirim ɛsɛ sɛ ɔno ne tu nanadofo enti wɔtu nanadofo sɛ ma wɔ mɛyɛ mpuntudwuma ɛwɔ asante mantemu ɛsɛ sɛ yɛpɛ ɛfa hodie no na asanteman ka ho enti na mpa nanado wɔyi asanteman ama saa no Kwame ewa nimfuo kokodrufuo ene kasa ma womo na o man fato ho kyesem na nado mayete sɛ ya santimentem hanom oba beye interchange maako enum ba ko mpo onyan enso so obeforo adwase o mampani no okeka confidensia ebio aferi community hospital ene eye kumawudie ene miamia hodie nyina no na wo sɛ nka na nado awie dadadada wagyato ho ene ode akwakoye legon de no adan na nanado ya santema santi ka kire wo se ensem a owura ya osafmafo ebe kan ye no waka kire nanado ene nanado edi asantema ewusa
ene ya ukude nananom wo patom ene abosumfie gu nsa ama abosum aduane edie de enti a ye na ukude yi ni se eye ni brekase ana eto asantema ntamu de ni kan ene se amanyofo a ewo Ghana de asanteman ene asanteman tam anim etwitwiri fom omo ye niema bi a ama asanteman esu na ye yura ho enam asanteman ni asanteman tam so anu mu bebre anya baabi atena yato abama binumu a omu di mampani ebi mu ya asoafo na ebi mu so ye mrahye bedwafo na so enne omonum asem omo ne yoye omu su ene omo bra nyina kire se omo nwene santeman ho enti enne ama santeman ka kire wo mpuntum sabia buru empani sinkade wopoto ma na fie won kire so di bomu efri bra santri fitete santeman ako age Ghana esi ho ako ama Ghana ako nanim ebra bi nchai ana Ghana yenya afango yenya ntiye wa atoye mantamu se oma ye kire se obi biara opani mampani beyi ni se obeya so afo obehwe patuo so no ewo se oyi wo modehye sabre no mampani da miss efa owura bi efa ni Emmanuel Kofi Amaboa emwo be deputy minister for energy and petroleum asantemam oboase ye tu sika kokko no emfie ahanu aduo wotwe 280 years ni yente da se santini bia sore se ewo se yenya soafo obehwe sikasam ana agudia so fra santemam
yom abusafo Kwame ewa nimfo kokodufo amanso a wasade to dwabiem se woye de nanado eye nyina to nkyɛn a kyɛ se wodi asantema yawu na wura ya asafo mafa futuo na watie no nte no wasade to dwa se woba Ghana ha asantema ntemu ne wo mrahye bedwefo bebre aduanan ansom na onkai omanfo na nyesa busu antitimu no ye na no da ya framantem voter region mrahye bedwefo mienu pe sore se wo mudi si defense wo no ye nyama wo mo ampa ne atwa sika banyam se wo monye no mo fanye adena santema ntemu mrahye bedwefo be se aduanan so wo muntumi nyina ama santeman aso da mudidie aha na mo de te ba bi ehwe mabusuafo enti wo ma di asanteman mrahye bedwafo nyina ho yawa o munye hwe no ma yadro mpo
ne se yadane kwan no dia free boankra ho no ye dia yira fa kire e dia kofa sokoban dedensua dia kopie ekurofoforo so a tese ho no amfa ho kra abusuafo asem a ye kan ya asem kese a ye de tu mampani anim se ye nim se wono de wono kra na kan ye se santeman ye MPP dia MPP ye santeman this obi a wonsu abakosam no obeka se MPP every baby fufro e santeman na MPP fimu santeman na wu MPP twa MPP afuma temoisha nenso se obi a wonima abakosam na beka se ye ni twaka ewo MPP amanyoku nim budget ye twa mu be ye nan no na ewom se mpumpunu ma ko so wa santeman tamu de bi kan eye anloga fly over na wo budget nim enso ye hu hwe se me twa ntura monko na monko hwe anloga ho se fly over no wo ho a ye to so ni eye airport runabout fly over eno so enro anumre me ko ho ansa na ade betini enye ensentrofo mu wi amonko hwe ya mu meka nkyere me na so me kan me sesa no de to so bio eye swami interchange na wo budget nim eye santeman sika gold ene ye hwe Ghana nyina eye ye box site ye betu na mampani dia kosia wo sai no hydro a wo so de beyam puduma abusuafo sankefo ye di bienye yana ye di bienye ba ne sai ana sense de MPP aban eye ye pamu de to so bio ye so fola interchange ya mampendo da kofo e be hwe ase oba ye no koi panisi afo na kire nto aso so be wona ne waja wuni agya kudura na obom mampendo da mess beto aso don mama ba ye na nse ye okoye beto aso na na duba ye interchange ne da wo ye nyanwie eye bone be na santeman ye abaya wosisu ene abaya hodo abetwamu abusafo mu ka bi maye anya say up to now ye nwie so fola interchange no ebio se wo hwe empomudin ho hye ya mampenda da mess bre oboa ma ye aferi eye regional military hospital e ma ye oye no se bi eburu fofi anto ata na odare abamo okona kura odane toy mampenda da ya ono so ko na sia mama ba ye otoa se wo ko aferi military hospital ho bi cement ni nyina keki
we aye kwame ewa nimfo kokodrufo ena okasa aye na no echi no ena womu a na womu tanachi na asam ya womu ya na ha womu na ni suo war chese womu hundi womu nya no womu so ne yakasa aye afibia ya to aba man MPP enso omo ye kwama ese de ni bibia e kwara ese mo ye maye ye so afa so aba de di edwa e kwan so mo ye maye ye so edwa ni edi ni edwa bia ka edwa ni edi ese e ka kira aba se ye so mo de kwan no ye de person mo ye maye ye so ye fa so ba me di e pa enti asema ye
ni nyina achia ati mesese dia o mampani de di odi fa no wo hwe ni yentu sabi yeni abre asante mem yeni abre yeni ma asante Ghana man etumi gina ye enti wankasa yie saa osafu mafo no wankasa yie won sam na chi won sam rabiem manosi anya sadia ntoskoko de free
mesimi dija race course ga se yentimi hwe ya ma wo ba ya nto hwe santase pre ya kwa ne die ti so soro no na se na wonya kwa ne nyanya ya be bresa anti esro mo yesu ya ka ho e na ban no enyaye nti na no kufa de esre ne esa de esa yam me kasa wa santase pre wo mo ya ne kwa no me ye no mo manu manye ne se se de ya de ma ya pan yesa yesu ya fa ye ho adwene
anukura awose mo fa mo ho adwene mabunu no buafu papa ne ma no buafu ene dia koso e wo bantema eno no bantema asante youth ene se twofo nhie mo ye no e ho nsam eno no
je kwa bono mantem nim na tan abana musini a wagina ma de hye wo tan masini ni mum won manyamfo Dr. Lucy Echampon wode adesrede atu akuaku ahodo a enhya ban ase nim se woni a ewowo wo ensuansua aso ya ahodo no wanom emwa ema enkuranketo enkrasenkrase no wantimi enya ensu papa enom na timi aboa ama yade bia ebobobo wo mu efa ensuo ho no wo mu atimi atu ase wode sansem wanyina atudwa ebra ekuo bia enhya ban ase madam for Ghana Foundation one ekwa PM a wakwa akosi sa ensuo mechanics boreholes no kwibie ade afidie si so amade hye wo badu ene ne patamu na ho ene wakwa akobie ensuo ya no a maame ede sansem wa nyina etu yanim
Yeniji yenya ne say brofo kasam na ya ne yeka say water is life ana ensuo ema enya nsu papa nom na onum sufia etimi de yare ahoro bebre ebre nipa tete ho kra na ensuo ema ebinum nya emfa enne kra ye ho se wa enya nsu papa anom fom nsu a ubetime nya sa yare ni bi aye emfa yare ana se enifra enti nsu na yenya ne betwimi aboye ho ban afi yare ahoro enti nsu de eye niema be ema yen se yeka se ensuo
Wei ayaba na musini a watai mansini ewa bono mantem ni mu won monyamfo Dr. Lucy Echampon na nenkase no achi ena panipa be de achira wada Madamfo Ghana Foundation no ano ewa omayi mu Enoch Sunday Atipo wano so di tu dwa se empanifo ekobom pempe efa mpeso ano so ena okwahu ensu bone a empanifo a wonpetam wanom enomo eno ena ka wo makoma wade ekosi sa tunso ya wade afidie siso mechanics boho ibie ede ama wo mu na empanifo no bayiro bia na enkuran keto ani nkurasi a wani supa enom no watimi ayeye bi ade amawo mu
sankuto we na mo chira bra say amo hihia nso ewo amo krom ho in fact ye ba no nso a amo nom na ye ko san nso kwa one in fact kwa ne wa dikan two nso na amo nanti kwantin ko saba amo nom kwa na mo be kwa no and self say be yen kwa na say mamfo ani pa enom so bu ha amuni mbo na enom ene ka akoma say ende Madamfo Ghana Foundation yembra ameboa sa ankrofo no na yem fie how bia amuna mu en fa ye ba ye hwe amanfo bi hu ehunam no yare wo say nso na manu na akofo sa yare na abro mo na nso na say na mboa wo sa bebre ene ebo ka akoma say o ende Madamfo Ghana Foundation yemeboa mo esa say adwuma ya fatu mu say be boa nkro se bu ko kiti to amuni nso mo ha no ya fatu mu say be boa mo ntino be boa mo sa kwa no
aye pani pa be de akira wada Madamfo Ghana Foundation ano ewo megane mu owura Enoch Sunday Atipo na no achi an assembly member wa Badu electoral area won monyafo Joseph Bampon so wade tu dwa se obepiem ewo mpatam wano mu a yade bebra efri nsuo mu eba no dodo na ene ebo amafo sanse nsuo wa monom krampo enye emfa ne ade a enti Madamfo Ghana Foundation ensuo ya wabeye ede ama wo mu no ate wo mu bre eso
Krom hano anase community no na ensuo ya ade na ehaye pa sabi ensuo na yenum stream na sabi enim say stream waters no ya there are a lot of I say contamination as I say enti say yenum a ohwe ha no onko aya yare a ewo ye mputem ha blindness ade a eye common ewo ye mputem because of ensuo na ye dey enti sabi ye dey asem ekodan Madamfo Ghana with pictures and evidence. Omu say as I say omuba na omubabwa ahwefuku na ye tie ho free sa yare nketenkete a isufi ede eman.
Niawati yei a assembly member wa Badu electoral area ewa bono mantem ni mu won monyamfo Joseph Bampon
aprobobia koso ewo enkra kroponim de tie ne se aban ye electronic waste hand over center bi eno no hwe mo ba bi adwumadie ye koso wa Ghana Atomic Energy Commission chen ho no a na so de esi atie no aka obi am so afo ye ohwe obade bobrem adusua afi patapata mu eba no abefo eni nsiesi a woda no ene Dr. Kwaku Afiriye akwa akohwe abo no proper na sa e waste hand over center yi eye sa recycling center bi ababua ama yatumi yesuesu ane ma so ho na sabi ku sabi anyado efin ya aje o meya boss titiri rubber no ni kan plastics no yatumi apen bia ne mu agubere na ni nyina mu a wopani Dr. Kwaku Afiriye edesimu tudwa no na wo ka se be se 215,000 tons ya eno no eye niema efiri nkofo aba ma so ama na ne ade kraba ewiye no na asaba be yewura ade agu eso no ebu omeyi kapa na emefin so ebu omeyi mu a wo si United Nations Environment Program for kra no ede ho report ba ya fimpimi no eni dunum 2015 to inde yedai eni ada so tiwe hu wo si esi plant bi a yebetimi ede adada na yemani na aboaye wo si Professor from Poboaten eni shedwumadi we ya sa fimpimi no eni dunkro no so wo to aso Dr. Kwaku Afiriye.
The law will be passed. This week, Attorney General is sending it to Parliament, the bill, which we have now agreed. Cabinet had approved it. I sent it to Parliament. It was approved. He's put it in the language of a bill. This week is going to the Speaker of Parliament. And before
Auntie, I was for Mobile Doctor Kwefri yepe onumumu nene no na yahwe ne dia mamo kama nti wo cables awodwa say electricity cables no ha na ebiguo no mu no de dia ye adwuma ye aka basa de asesei entimi nwusu bie mu ni ade no na ni nyina bedane ade soa na aye fi na aye buro ne guga na ade hye so ye ndey eno ene ka ho be e ma pani no aye ne se ene obenso baba pro na fe sa e-waste which electronic waste handover center no ayesi no obekwa akohwe na wahunu pepe so aduru enti wonani kotwewisi akwa bi pa ya wasese de dwumadi no wasi akuru bia no hwebe enche ene acha hine me October busumi mu no na contract ehye ne nsa no wi a anka ebe ne de pa na ni nyina mu no na abuache dankwa ya wono na Memphis Metropolitan Limited woye panipa eda no adwumadi ehye ne nsa womo eguso eye na abuache dankwa kire se ampa o se de ye hwe ni mu no ahini October mu de anka nyankopon adom womatumi wi na de omo se ne sa ban ebejeja sikam futuom di ama na womatumi edi dwuma no nti onza de sedi a wodi tu edwa eno no ene no eye krado a yekwa ni mu no ebetumi abo ama mo na kyese ye de ahwemu edi amamo ya gusu yekwa ni wa 100.7 FM suni ewe eye akankase enwumre no nsia de na ye hye ne so saboshe be electric cars nso eja wo so yesene ya ye kenkan sem no edi amamo enti abusuafo boshe be electric cars de bomodi a se obekwa akwaje nkane papa wo ha boshe ba nyame ya do da china ye beba na wo pekebu so pa se de ye papa ne nkonkwo sai se de ye ja ye ho sa recycling plant ni sa ne me o de nsa de boshe ba na de papa no weba enu nti bomodi ne bagibi bibia ya appliances no wonsa ebeka bi ewa boshe ba de me se edi adanse anfere enum de ye ka enu nti adum ha boshe ba plaza please all about so na case and tis then ye ni probably back edition mu party attack for dan PZ 0541 125 339.
Dr. Sami Phyto products wadi no bebre enaba ya wa phyto mixture eno so se wo honam eya wo ja wonya bi eno no ma ebeboa atuase ama afa eya mukro stomach ulcer ene anemia mojawe ene nyina wonya bi nanom a ebetuase ama watimi ade wo hom ya wa Sami Phyto ointment eno pese wuti etimi efu a ema no a achemfo yareba ayamuti animu a animu nyina akuo no wonya bi na ade srasre nimu na ebeboa ama wuti nanim aye kama pa na pimples ena afa honam awudware wi a na ase ekeka wo no wonya Sami Phyto ointment ni bi na wo de srasra ebeboa atusa haw ni nyina asem ya wa Sami Phyto balm eno sisi yade wonan no wonsa etaye titiriti wusode ma na afrato a wonya bi a ebeboa atuase for 0242 689317 and 0592 611116 baby ato adrobia wobenya bi ato na so ekese na nkasa so ewo etimatim asorin kwanta Sami educational complex Kumasi heya kwa na ni penifo no ensure beboa ama watimi ade ho afi yade mu
na busafo ye kamo power specialist herbal clinic he said yare was ade nwanwo jai ye from last stop say hepatitis ene hawo mi kotodwe mesasabro breast cancer nom enna me ba bia frichi ba bia bu fa call power specialist herbal clinic home ena our immune system booster bi wonu ma wode ma nipadua no enya enkwaso nkokora wo mu nti wo nu bi so to say herbatin immune system booster boapa my immune system is strong and your cough care herbal mixture wadro edua ya herbal tonic mojadro and a jirika herbal mixture and also for a memma jirika memma mudianie no karafi and a dry ya malamis and also malaria drop abasobody munim pa power specialist for enya abasobo bebre 2017 Heroes of Distinction Award yawo hepatitis B one in 2018 World Changes Summit Award no hepatitis B was enyan o hwe na kira kwan a Kumasi ya de efe yase oni Jasbo filling station edi animhwe ewo aputuoja na wode ko eye kwan no so wasa no kontanse kwan no so no Freddy Mens ni kewo obenya ni nyewesa huomom enen kan so o kwa benya ACP Road Power Junction eho Takrade Energy Estate Customs Road ene eye Singa Washing Bay edi animhwe ɛno nso wobɛfrɛ maame no ɛwɔ 0244 544422 0244544422 Kel Chaco toothpaste ni apostle papa bi munim Samara for wo na de aba yeah kwada de twi mpani de twi me woni me hwam eyi kaka firi honom tokuro na ɛwɔ kora bɛkɔ kanetete bidie ya o ɛne de yɛ Kel Chaco toothpaste pebitwi wate fra 0246 86 47 98 na supermarket bia ni shop bia mo say Kel Chaco toothpaste.
Na so say high sense generic campaign. Any maybe ya wo pe fan home appliances di jai wo pe fridge, gas cooker, electric cooker, washing machine, smartphones, sound system check nyina ebi ewo high sense gbowram ye showroom be bia high sense everyday prices for everyday people. 0302 550 340 na nyakopo ya aduma o the information centers ni nyina munhia mu baso yes I can quote it motion nso pa fiada the trust radio na 24 no this fiada yenti mu nyina se de tie no behia o perfume adwuma ha anopa no du pepepe na mo de ahyehyɛ so na motumi adi mo ho enkomo motion nso pa information centers na chacha mu nyina nso sabe no biem ya wo bia etie kase abo papa
madentre no nana fatu aso
entibi
adwentra ba na we Facebook de ne de kan Mescus Pelele or the Frikaswa and a buy or some real Hessany or my moo and Emma Esikona, Nima Moya de Pa, and so say Ghana, a besan so sorry, Egina and Nasu be Mutiancoso, nothing into me and more minor. Now, or say some ray and some a finance minister or Becca a far a COVID-19 fund in Hono. It would hope if into what won't say no. Now, walk or quarter, quack pay inch the move for. Sounds soon up Paulus at the Frikaswa, they about say, and more than the answer. Ghana iguswa yeye from the bibia betumi akoyi e dia mayen Dr. Baba Zamo no so edna dia about the freaking tampo o se samre enemamu ayeden de nanso se ne kan no for yata aba bechirum no ama obi e hunu se samre nya de se obi etumi di sika enemamu da hono kan nti o ma na e ka se finance minister mra bechirum kwa fa so use COVID-19 sika no samre de bibia mu da hono nti o mo hwe na fa mu hu se o mo gi bibia atum na se woni uninti ase na so wo enchemu fufuro bi ene de course na obetumi akọ na akọpẹ enchemu sanso na ko mensa pillar 2 onu so edne de ababedru o se honorable kanoforiata obo na baso pa Monica sa o de onkwada wacho no twi mu no wochia honorable Christopher Amiel Akunfi sanso na junior pope skinny odne de afri akokare ede aba o se kase ebo papa na ekoso ewo kumase hanom no na yepa nko na owo boys abre parliament ewo obuase akokare sanso na Hail Salasi or the Frigoso patriotic voices and the aba o se congratulations to finance minister o se ne wosi aba betun bo se kire sikasem no mu kama no ama obi ehun se o man nya de se ye de nsa anase ompanifo ndo mo nsa bo o man sika mu enti ne o man no de emu da ho Blessed Sun Asante Mampong 2pm o se COVID-19 biem Ghana for mo hwe yi o na ye che no ye nyankwala da bia mo so mo se COVID-19 de free fan na bae ere nyante hwe mo nya de mo keka no kura na akua mo aboaten so edne de aba o se samre wo hwe se ne NDC fo eye propaganda no pa de a omo yo magwe so mo ba beboa oman yi na se ne kind of rata so ono abo wosi aton bo ase a church eye sika no kwa mfa so eyuzu ye no emuda ho elinti ye nyina ye momode ne enta NPP aban na chi na bibia entimi nkoso na se de amammo no koma NDC fo de a ene na chese ato oman no atwene Kogasem pa furniture works did free edum ha ya o se o chia ye ne ya hwefo ne etiefo nyina so na bright edu asare o se NDC fo samro mu hu kura no mo de eye boto adi ahyem anaso mu hu boto mo de kura ahyem na samro intasen na etumi aka wo mo Bullet Anthony o sika Bullet Fashion Center o se kase no edemu e wo Bullet Fashion Center hono na sane ye kro from youth no o mo so si agada na o mutie no bibia edemu kama Isaac Akromanso ehwe no wo Germany na afi yenu aba no ha ya ba paprisi ono so ehwe na opani yaw asebe amukuma himfie ono so ehwe kase no wo Gospel Oak Barbering Shop no so ewo kumasa mia no mayajo
na your birthday. Okay. Some were watching our tree and your birthday when we see you. SB computers edum ya na Okosmith any case le obey munyamu Kumasi Technical University BTech Electrical and Electronic Engineering na moye final year students yani ma happy birthday out picture ye fe ampa udu birthday ampa come up also a guy a guy na masse wa test kodom na fi ma bra test kodom and mam ye feel ya mamu nyina adwo pa kase yebo no just test kodom family no
omo hwe
ba omo fa kase ni ni agro nti ma bra test kodom sanso so na masse wa test kodom ne test kodom family ibi Orlando nyina ze say the omajo repa kase aboso
machi ba no so di ni birthday ne Mary Queensta Kwatsma Crunchy oba ya ene na woda o Holy Family Nursing and Midwifery Training machi ba pe ene na woda enti Mary happy birthday enkoma ma yemfa yenkai boyi na yensori sway abusua ediaba se briche kase abowo mu esanse wowo abefa won dehye maame Monica Echampon ya na dodo na fe na brecha ede ne ko wotiase wonyamfihye na duonum 954 ansa na rehusemi AC na abusua yenhyehyɛ ya wode ebekata nachi na yipaso empanimfuo Nana Osei Apo ayoyoko hene aduamoa kwawu Dr. Osei Twum oyoko abusua pani wapani kwaku donko aduamoa kwawu enwowo waba pani Kate Asantewa dwendwena se ene na chi kwan ewo waba pani akosia denta ewon kran ena fe US abrichi mema hona ya no tatie waba pani Millicent Kese ewon kran pumpuni mantemu eja ya ne ba eda form eye pani wanya ne ba bi krom JW Echampon ena eye mami Dora Entwiwa enuanu bi eye Emilia Echampon Kumasi ha enwo Paulina Echampon yankasa ye nua ne no wo Oyerepa television ene Oyerepa radio akuasie duwa ena ne nua eda form obakua enyumre ma yakọ ema hyeden emma bi eye Ernest Ajiman Kakari we teacher ewa Yamfo Methodist Junior High School Ahafo region woni abusuadom nyina edi ojaw esie se maame Monica Echampon ya na efe na bnechan wadane ato wonyamfihye no adonum 954 ansa na wadane ato na busua kyese wadane betompa memene Jobo sumi ewamiane de tosu aduonu enum ewo Ramseya Presby Asafo adum anopa no nan empai mu no abie so ebo no nwotwe a wakoye awufosom ewo Ramseya Presby Asafo adum haya e de amana akopem se nondu ebebo ebo nondu obepagya no akọ ayija asieye akọpe no krabe na womo efri ho a abusua betena se memene da kro na ewo dade so aba ya eben Assemblies of God asori no enafe cafe Maserati efri premto bre e de kopem anwumre no nsia na wode anu mode hye na chisikasa kwasi ada Jombo so me da toso adunu ensia no abusua be hyiam ewo Ramseya Presby Church ewo adum haya no nkrompai mu na wode enase som no ahyehye so wofiri obesan akodade so aba Assemblies of God nchen wono mu anu akotena se e de ato ayiyo no so entimu me enkoje na briche kese a abobusua ya ade to bi ani anyo no na oyi enti no yenkata ma me achi ema no enye fefefe
Wezo na wachida echirese abusua santi nyina na se mfa kasa fidie so mfa sim se oba pani Regina Boache tiase na dodo no asema nchese oba tayampa yankopon ya adum edachena sumi wo mini de to so aduonu miensa ya chirese GPRTU cement junction wono atano so anwen kwanta eho ena yetena na yaye ne na wachida no we kotosram se nunsia kopem miri nunsia ntia no na mobile bitumi hu da croport ya de be hye ayiyo no yesemu semumra na ma de watiase no no donipa no na wotwe do dachena tinyina ye ko GPRTU cement junction wo na yakwa akwa abusafo yepo ye sori akwa ye sori patient so sempani abetrase na afi omoso de dwumadi aka nyina no aba betua so ede amamo enumre infase da ema korea isibu ama sanso so energy McCliff Priscilla Rebecca anyone ya waka nyina ageni mbuaten na afi ya pepra ene akosua yeboa omina tae ne ene full house ya makin ka for ya asante inimini aba
mame frimpoma crunchy MFK for short yadamwase
ano odiafo na asabre
Empania tenase wa Oyerepa FM ya daso ten o Oyerepa